figured that would be the end.
The Nexus was beautiful. He never realized how beautiful. Everything glowed. The wind was so sweet. The sun so soft. The stones so warm. The black raven feathers. Black feathers. Suddenly, his eyes are filled with them. He's falling through smoke under a dead sun. A voice calls him home. Is this a vision? Whose? Is this the time of the lost gods? Or the future? No matter. What mattered now was killing his way to the Imperial outpost and challenging the Emperor from there. Renato checked for a false compartment. Nope.
Yeah.
Get out. How come this thing isn't giving me the power? Should it not be healing me?
Renato, smash! Up ahead was Lapino. What was he doing here? Bernardo! Hey, buddy! Hey there, old buddy! Please don't kill me! Why would I kill you? Asked Renato, although he had been thinking about it. Well, you've become... look, I mean, no disrespect at all here. Kind of evil? Maybe you should, I don't know, go to the mountains to have a think? See if maybe you're sure the stone is not all that healthy a thing to keep? I suppose you wanted, Renato said, and poked Lapino in the chest for emphasis. Oh, had he just killed Lapino? Oh, damn it.
He actually just stabbed somebody. Well, that's what you get, Lapino. Dark fox that now rules the world.
This was much easier than free climbing.
What it is. Dashed right into an attack. Yeah, I know. I feel like this is the second time that I've died on this. rectangle.
Renato rampaged through the Imperial outpost like a water buffalo rampaging. At the last moment, he remembered not to kill the Farspeaker Toad. After all, he wanted a word with the Emperor. But there was only silence. Ha! The Emperor was scared, like little girl. Well, he would gather the rebel army and slaughter the Imperial fleet. Yes! Applauded the Iblistone. Tremendous. Then the Emperor would have to answer his Farspeaker, wouldn't he? Who are you? Asked a distant voice that sounded uncomfortably like Zenobia. What have you become? The mountains. Go to the mountains, urged another that sounded a bit like Lapino. Renato called the rebel council to let them know to gather their forces. Then he killed the Farspeaker Toad. Why? Oh, because to make sure his sword was sharp. Oh no, that's awful. So no one else could use it. Yes, that's it. Then he set off for the ruins and the secret rebel base.
This one seems long.
The ruins were crawling with ravens. Probably looking for the secret base, Renato thought. But then he realized they're probably looking for me. They must be very scared of me. Well, here I am. You are the hottest warrior ever, whispered the Iblistone. And he had to agree with it, for once. Who was as good as Renato? Who made all these ore chests anyway? Well, you could have quite a business doing that.
Get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. What are you doing? Just standing there. Iffy about that.
Take a leap of faith, said the inscription.
Where'd you at? Point.
Kill the fox! Cawed the ravens. Nobody said they were original.
You don't get that.
Renato was so happy. The stone was the best friend he'd ever had. Really, who would bury such a treasure in the desert? Soon, he'd go rally the rebellion and usher a new age for the islands of Erda. He was practically sure he'd find something useful in one of these things. Everybody knew you shouldn't trust a raven further than you could throw her. But did vertical drop count? Whee!
The fire blade.
Ooh, what's there?
Oh, we'll find out. Big stuff. Physical resistance. Level 2. Health. What's this? Increase maximum sword energy. Look, okay, we're on health.
Haven't you always wanted to do that? Urge the stone. Let me make you emperor.
That.
Come to think of it, Renato thought as he put down another raven. Why shouldn't I be emperor? How did anybody get to be emperor anyway? By making war.
Well, that was sucky.
Not counting the transcendent
couldn't see
emperor,
that guy was
obviously,
even
who
attacking.
had banished the lost gods from the start of time. Yes, he should be emperor. He would make a great emperor. Right, Stone? Oh, right, boss.
Kidding me? Punish, terrorize, humiliate. The masses have been raising their fists, led by a handful of nobles with too much ambition. Is it envy that the power that I seek is something they want for themselves? Are they just criminals who want to steal from us? There is but one punishment for such a crime: death. Make an example of the leaders. Execute anyone who dares following them. Or is it fear that the sacrifices I have been making would extend to them? Is this a war for survival? Show them the true meaning of fear. Strike them fast and strike them hard. Make them suffer, burn everything they hold dear. Or is it pride that the meaning of those sacrifices would forever escape their comprehension? They want inclusion, a say in my decisions. This arrogance cannot be allowed. Take those who surrender to the salt mine. Let their lungs fill with corrosive dust. Let them betray one another for scraps of food. Let their children watch as they fall into savagery. End the rebellion without mercy. Punish, terrorize, humiliate. Emperor Isengrim III War Manifesto. It's gonna come and kill you. Get me all of those. Oh, I do have a new thing. Gems. Physical resistance level 2. It automatically updated. Can I do it twice? Oh, this one's level 2 as well. Cool.
Two eyes good. One eye dead.
There's nothing else around. Oh, I remember this. We came through this way. Through that.
The long stairs. So he was close to the rebel base. He was on fire. So far, so good. There was a radiance at the end of a long, dark tunnel. Mother, he thought? Flames really bring out your eyes.
Okay, let's go this way first.
Well, they really needed to redecorate anyway.
Treasure hunted stone.
Bernardo strode into the council. Let's do this thing. Let's make me emperor. They looked confused and nervous. Ah, had he mentioned the emperor thing? He'd meant to bring that up later. I mean, let's go win this rebellion. He waved his sword around encouragingly. They ran. Cowards. He'd stop them. He cut down a few to inspire the others. But soon, there was no one to cut down. Well then, he'd have to attack the fleet alone.
Well,
More for me, he said, unless it was the stone that said it. Traitors. Traitors, all of them. They'd run rather than following him, rather than cheering him. What should he do to the cowards? Anything he wanted to.
He's definitely gone
After
too
all,
far now.
he was a true hero, the best warrior there ever was. No one could stop him now. But first, finish him. The Emperor, that is.
All right. How much further we got here?
Where was the rebel fleet? They weren't even trying an assault. They were going to miss a day in history. The downfall of this dynasty, and a new one to take its place. He didn't have to kill all the rebels. He could enslave them. And enslave the toads, too. All the animals would worship him as a god. for he had once been a god. They would willingly give him their blood and their souls. And the world would change, would become familiar again.
Sort of maximum level. Go to the gems. Energy kill.
That was always a rush.
12 wind essences. Hello, fellas.
Bernardo felt a little better.
All right. Alright. Oh, I jumped right into that.
Building these platforms was so expensive, they'd run out of budget for guardrails.
Huh.
Bernardo was glowing with dark power. Already the sun had dimmed. He could do anything, he realized. He could wrap the island safely in smoke again. He was beyond a hero. He was going to become a god again. How odd, he thought, that the Iblis Stone had nothing to say about any of this. Well, no matter. Once he killed this petty Toad Emperor, he would bring back the Black Sun.
Black Sun. Oh yeah, we've been...
Have you ever felt you were just going round in circles? Bernardo felt like that.
Wasn't there before.
Soon he'd confront the Emperor. Funny that this whole war had come about because the Emperor feared death. And now it was coming for him. There was some sort of lesson there, wasn't there? He found the Emperor and the Council huddling by his ship, plotting. They saw him and cowered before him.
Back to hell, fiend,
Croaked the Emperor desperately.
in the name of the Transcendent Emperor.
Croaked the speaker. They held some arcane items he didn't recognize. He simply flexed his will and sucked their souls out of their bodies. And Iblis exulted. It is finished. And the void that had been a mere stone on a sword expanded. It stretched and ripped like a vast womb. And a gaze, black and pitiless as the sun, passed through the void into the land. And so time ended. And just like that, he was alive again, and back on the Farfarer, still fleeing burning Ubar. The book was still open before him. So, the book was a portal. It took you to the future when your destinies would branch. He had failed and died 3 times, but he'd learned another true thing. The Iblis Stone was evil. It would try to corrupt anyone who used it.
Tier 4 skills unlocked. Go! Funny. So it looks like I have to do some... whatever. And I think I'm going to call it right here. I want to get... got two of the storylines done. Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully be streaming earlier tomorrow in the day while the kids are at school, so come back and play some more of this tomorrow during the day. Are you sure you want to quit all progress or saved? Oh.
But he was starting to feel like he was getting the hang of this. There was a way through to victory. He could feel it. He just had to keep running the Path of Destinies. With that, the book fluttered back to the beginning, and he fell into it. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Renardo knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong, but he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it, to take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Lapino was no game changer, but could Renardo really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Okay. Stories. I want to see what this part does. I think once I get in here, I won't have to repeat all this.